Okay. Looks like that might have did it. Yep. So there it is. We'll see about that potential third time being a charm. Well, folks, as I said, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Wayne Moore, aka Mortanius. We are, of course, back with some Telltale's Batman, The Enemy Within, and we're going to be finally catching back up with the potential conclusion of this story slash series, since they never seem to have a desire to finish it since they closed down Telltale. But since Telltale's had a resurgence, hence another new game they recently published, here's hoping they decide to continue on. You folks, yeah. Girl, you okay? If you folks like what you see and want to see more of me, give me a like, follow, subscribe here on YouTube or both. Drop a comment, check out some of my other playlists, and wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, and get comfortable. Let's get into this. Wild party last night, huh, Alfred?
Into a doctor's office. The guy says, Doc, I've got this thing with my hands. They won't stop shaking, and it's driving me mad. And the doctor says, have you been drinking a lot? And the guy says, no, not really.
Whoa, no. I hit the button. Come on now. Alpha's trying to lighten the mood. Let's stick with it. Come on now. Game, you know better now. What's that light Yagami says? Don't screw with me. Of course, he's usually getting his ass handed to him at that point, but whatever. Sorry about that, folks.
A guy walks into a doctor's office. The guy says, Doc, I've got this thing with my hands. It won't stop shaking, and it's driving me mad. And the doctor says, have you been drinking a lot? And the guy says, no, not really.
I spill most of it.
Oh, heard that one before, have you?
Pretty sure from you.
It never was quite so relevant before. I decided my bedside manners could use some adjustment. Admonishing you never seems to get us anywhere.
All right. Let's look at the damage.
Try not to move until the painkillers settle in. That leg still needs to heal, as do the 3rd, 8th, and 10th ribs.
How did I get here?
Agent Avesta, she managed to get you into the Batmobile. The car arrived here, and I tended to you. It must be nice to be reminded that you have friends you can count on. And then there are friends who do things like this. He could have killed you. He nearly did.
He has poor control.
Alfred, John is just... He has trouble controlling his impulses, and sometimes he acts without thinking. Okay, maybe more.
He's an extreme case,
sometimes.
But that is his issue.
I know you care for him, Bruce, but he's hurt people. A lot of people. And well, I'm sorry to say, but it's only gotten worse. Computer, bring up all live news feeds. Filter the word Joker.
It's quite possible we can't help him.
After a man calling himself Joker led an assault on the GCPD.
There has been no confirmation whether Amanda Waller, director of the agency, is still alive.
The pursuit led onto the sidewalk where frightened citizens dove for cover.
Officers chased the madman for hours after the attack,
We know
but
that
lost him in the chaos.
11 people were seriously
This
injured.
incident has many wondering, who is the Joker? Where did he come from? And where will his reign of terror end?
You told him being aware of his anger was the first step to overcoming it.
Reports have confirmed 8 casualties.
But I'm afraid that awareness has only shown him a path to channel that anger.
Mm-hmm.
You helped make him, you know.
Naturally.
Excuse me?
This Joker, from the start, John has hung on your every word. Bend over backwards to please you. Your influence is everywhere in him, even the part of you that is darkest. And now he is that.
I'm right.
I can't.
I mean, you are right, but I can't.
There's still a chance I can bring him back from the edge.
Especially if I did this to him.
Al?
Nothing.
Break it down, man.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said all that to you, the shape you're in. I've had too much time to think while you've been recovering.
That's all right. I'd rather you did. Give it to me straight, Alfred.
All the way up, Batman. It's time to meet your new partner.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry, my what?
That was your cue, dear. Did you not?
I'm not ready.
Tiffany
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus.
is my partner.
I was hesitant at first, but I just couldn't talk her out of it, Bruce. She has your drive, your passion, just like when you became Batman. That's a difficult thing to say no to. After Lucius died, you mentioned that we should recruit. Well, now we have. At least hear her out.
All right. I'd rather not bring
right.
somebody else into
I'm
this in
trusting you on
truth.
this one.
But in
If
the
you think
end,
something like this can work, then I'm willing to give it a shot.
I do.
I'm not sure about this at all, but I wasn't sure about Batman either.
I do
may
agree
have my
about her
doubts, but
joining.
You need the help right now, and I mean you to have it.
My only issue is getting people killed. Same as his issue. All right then. Not gonna lie, she could have waited a couple of days before she decided to come see me.
You have to
Kinda.
put a stop to him, Bruce. I know you will, but whatever feelings you may have had for John, don't let him use them against you. You can't allow him to cloud your judgment.
Be careful. I'll
It's
go
not
with
that
this
easy,
one.
Al. He was my friend.
Oh wow, that's not where I
can't
was
just
going.
treat him like every other criminal.
Then you'll need to be on your guard.
What I was trying to say is he's going to take more of a careful balance. Can't really say one way or the other with those two
While you
choices.
were out, I've kept abreast of the authorities' search for Joker and his associates.
And on the one hand, it's like, I know what I'm doing. On the other hand, it's like, he'll never get me. Okay. Pride cometh before a fall.
The agency searched the subway layer the Pact had been using. They found nothing and razed what was left to the ground.
That's so not surprising. That way they have no other place to go to ground with.
As for the GCPD, they've investigated John's other favorite haunt, the stacked deck. Interviews there yielded nothing useful, other than the fact John and a few of his regulars he's recruited to his cause haven't frequented the establishment in over a week or so.
About what I expect. Especially since Willie is dead.
Willie Deaver on the left, and that's Frank Dumfrey.
Willie? Is that the man that Bane?
John has often mentioned he misses Arkham. Maybe he's hiding there.
I thought of that. I'm afraid our own drone network has come up empty in a search of the asylum grounds and its catacombs.
Interesting. So yeah, it
Waller
would have
set
to be
up
the
a stake out
funhouse.
of the funhouse after her agents' bodies were found. She has people there around the clock.
Well
Bombs
then,
underground and in none of the usual places that we know about.
I'm done.
would have been better if I wasn't kind of almost bleeding all over the place when we were doing this right here.
My word. Well, you certainly look the part.
Just wait
Yeah.
till you see what it can do. Oh my God. Bruce, are you okay?
Don't worry. It looks worse than it is.
Yes, you get used to him lying like this, unfortunately.
Is this what happens to you all the time?
I mean, this is Tuesday.
Alfred's right, Tiffany. This happens all the time. Me getting hurt or almost killed.
I need you to
This
understand
time
what
he's
this
telling the
is.
truth.
I need you to understand what this is from top to
It's
bottom.
a long shot, but the
Your
one-
existence will be
the Joker
devoted to
set his
this.
ambush for the agency. It's still an active crime scene. With a little bit of luck, there may be something there I can use to track him.
I'm coming with you.
How about you not look like you
Chemical
though?
sniffers, advanced sensor suites, early warning defense nodes, all with sync capability directly to your cowl. It scans and catalogs evidence in a nanosecond. Maybe even faster than the back computer. It's even got some defensive options. Non-lethal, of course.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
I won't let you down. I won't let either of you down.
Let's get to work.
I would prefer you work from a distance, but you're a little too gung
You'll
ho.
need these
Ooh,
for the
thank you.
pain.
Thank you.
You're forgetting something.
Yep. It don't need to be technical. We'll do all that later. I'd tell you to go take a nap, but I know you'd hit me in the nuts and tell me that you have never.
Nervous?
Isn't everyone before their first crime scene? How do you... I mean, how do we do this?
Slow and steady. Just keep track. I'll show you.
Watch what I do, and keep cool.
Easier said than done.
That's why you're out here. You'll learn it.
How do I sound?
Too much.
Oh God, that's not how it's supposed to sound.
That needs some work.
You'll get it.
Slow and steady.
Batman, I didn't expect to see you here. And this is?
She's with me, Detective.
We might not be able to give you a lot of time.
With Waller kidnapped and me getting canned, no one's sure whose jurisdiction this crime scene falls under. The agencies or the GCPD's. So for now, let's go ahead and say it's yours, all right? My people are here to help however they can.
Good to see you, Jim.
Glad you're here, Jim. I'd heard.
Technically, I'm not here. Not in an official capacity, anyway.
Working outside of the law. Let me know if you need any pointers.
What should we be looking for?
After the pack separated, Joker had to find somewhere else to hide. There could be clues here that tell us where that is. And where he may have taken Waller.
Be on the lookout for traps. I know there's items
So
on my wish
this
list. on
partnership
sale.
between you and Batman, when did that happen?
It's new.
You better get that voice thing handled right quick.
Forensics ran it through the system. Found it was stolen from the stacked deck a few weeks ago.
I recognize it. It's been customized since then.
My drone can analyze it. Just point and I'll shoot.
I hope your drone gets rid of Bruce Wayne's DNA in the front seat.
Get some details on this paint.
Funny. Doesn't look like a rush job.
Because it's not. The drone sees a body shop quality strip below the top layer.
Alright.
The paint uses a stripping solvent that hasn't met compliance standards since...
I'll run a check on manufacturers in the area, see who's recently been dinged for safety regulations. This much data, we're gonna need something to narrow it down. Like a name.
Kid's a natural at this. What happened here?
Joker hit Bane with his car.
Eesh. Hope he had insurance.
Yeah, I highly doubt he did, and if he did, well, there's a good chance his case is being overseen by somebody who really rather not be there.
Huh. This car is hot-wired. It's a mess. Well, you think a guy like him would have stolen a car before?
It's not that bad.
If you say so.
Oh wow, that's hilarious. If you say so. Oh well, all right, Jim. It looks like I might need to pay the GCPD's GCPD trainers a visit.
Someone was thirsty. What do you think? Wanna run DNA?
No. We already know who it belongs to.
And that's why you don't take a sip. Nope. You ain't finna get me like that. I left evidence in the car. Nope.
Custom plates.
Probably didn't get this done at the DMV.
Lil Puddin'?
Must be his way of remembering his time with Harley.
I miss this, you know. You and me raking over a crime scene. I messed it up, didn't I? Now, in the early days when we were chasing you, not realizing you were one of the good guys, you and I came to an agreement. We'd work together to make Gotham safer. I lost my head the other day. I want you to know I'm sorry. I cracked, like I said I would when Waller first moved in. I said and did some things I'm not proud of. And I regret it.
You were just doing what you thought was right, Jim. There's nothing to apologize for.
You're a good man for saying that.
It's because at the end of the day, it's real.
I've missed this too.
You did go too far in terms of Catwoman, but in the end, you still wanted to
Got something
solve the
interesting.
problem.
It's a faint signal.
Signal. Okay, let's get back to the other 37 things we didn't look at. Maybe not that yet.
That's a big hole.
Caused by a very large man.
And that, I don't know, like, what's gonna trigger what, but I want to look at all of it. And I know it's multiple, like, trails of venom. Probably the same kind of trail, but I want to look at it all. Oh, I said I wanted to look at it, not just pick it up.
Joker's knife. Must have lost it after he went into a frenzy against Bane.
John Doe thought he could take on Bane?
Oh yeah, he
not
crazy,
bad in the fight,
but he ain't.
Bane's blood won't lead us to Joker.
Dude is a smasher.
Nothing of note.
Interesting. Not entirely surprising, but scratch marks.
Electrical burns.
From the agency guns?
Yeah.
They were firing wildly.
It's a subpart designed for a firearm. Too prone to misfire. Electrical discharge heats the barrel too quickly, causing erratic fire patterns.
Ah, so you're also an expert on guns.
One of the things you want to be careful on now. You keep kind of opening your mouth, dropping little things. Why would I want to use stairs that I'm not aware of them leading anywhere? Let's see what's up with this Joker ring though. What am I dealing with?
Looks like it was crushed.
Is that a boot print?
It's tungsten steel, though. Hard to break that just by stepping on it.
Bane's a big boy. Remarkable craftsmanship and silver filigree. He's become quite the showman these days.
Damn.
John Doe doesn't seem particularly crafty.
Oh, maybe they had a shop class in Arkham.
They don't.
So much so that he knows everybody who works every single shift in Arkham. He knows their names and who works what days and who don't. He knows who's going on vacation. That's how he always was.
Drone.
Bane's venom.
His suit was punctured. It's everywhere.
Is it useful?
No. Not in finding Joker.
I'll add it to ignore on the drone search filters.
Interesting. Well.
Smoke pellet. Jokers.
Potassium nitrate and cane sugar.
Homemade. Sloppy.
Still not entirely
Tungsten
bad.
steel Joker rang, but smoke pellets you can make in your kitchen?
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like Joker.
It's made by different people.
Yeah. That sounds like Joker. 1 minute, he's all, do I look like a guy with a plan to you? And the next minute, he's all planning plans and jobs. You were able to give us quite a bit of time, Montoya. Thank you.
The controller to the shock collars that Waller's using on the Pact. Damaged. Can you isolate the signal from this device?
Sure, but why?
I've seen what these collars can do. Might come in handy.
Never hurts to have a contingency plan. What's going on upstairs? Hey, if I'm not back in 5 minutes, call the police.
Not sure Riddler would like the new decor.
This Joker guy going nuts. I heard it started with Riddler's murder, but he's blaming Waller for it. Wouldn't actually surprise me.
Riddler's murder. Really?
But maybe it was always just a matter of time before he snapped.
Interesting.
Welcome, Agency Pigs.
Here I thought that was our nickname.
A Maker's Mark. WD. Willie Deaver, Joker's associate. He was killed by Bane. What do you have on him?
Machinist by trade, with a storied employment history. He's been fired from almost every factory and chemical plant in Gotham. Has a drinking problem, apparently.
Chemical plants. Huh. Let me
Fire to
cross-reference
know.
Willie Deaver's former employers with the paint used on Joker's car.
He has a skill set.
Ace Chemicals. Their main plant was shut down last year after the city cited them for multiple safety violations. Because of the paint.
That plant's been abandoned ever since. Perfect hiding spot.
We found him.
Well, well, well. What's all this then? A bat and a walking mustache trespassing on my crime scene.
You escaped.
You got it all wrong, Batty boy. I'm here on agency business.
For the love of God.
That's right. I'm one of the good guys now. So hand over everything you found before I knock out those pearly whites. In the name of the law.
Batman, we don't have time to mess around with this clown.
Make time, Copper. You all take orders from me now.
Leave it be.
Over my dead body.
Oh, don't give me an excuse, Grandpa.
Let me show you how things work around here now, Batsy. This is Agent Quinn. Suppressing fire.
Okay. So she escalates anyway. That's what I'm saying. It is hard not to like this version of Harley Quinn. Uh-oh. Flame-resistant cape. Go.
These suits are convinced I can save their director from Big Bad Joker. They'll do anything for me. So all you gotta do is tell me where John took her so I can get back to my job. After all, Johnny Boy and I are due for a nice long talk.
Well, hey.
Poor guy's falling
Help
in
me
with
out
the
then.
wrong crowd.
You know him better than anyone. Let's work together on this.
Oh, now there's an idea. You can tee him up, and I'll knock his head off his shoulders with my government-issued hammer.
We're taking him alive.
That's so. Your offer just got way less interesting.
What are you talking
And here
about?
I thought
All right.
being
Fine.
diplomatic would work with you people.
We'll find him.
Oh well, I'll try something you can understand. I need to... Hey, you cops can't just shoot people like that.
I'm off duty.
Hello? What's the girl gotta do to get some firepower?
Need to get her down here. Closing the gap might take too long. Get over here.
Asset in the line of fire! Don't shoot!
Uh-huh. And there's a whole chunk of us over here. Oh, shit.
I could hack
Nice
those
one.
collars in my sleep.
Hence the signal.
You son of a...
Montoya!
Got it, sir.
Sure, I could go over there, but then they could open fire on the group. It becomes
What the hell do you
pointless.
think you're doing?
Sending you off to Blackgate, where you belong.
Oh, please! The agency isn't gonna let me sit in a cell. I'm an asset. I'm gonna get what I want, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it.
You and I
can't
both
touch
know
me, Bats.
what to
I'm
say.
the one in control here. Not you, not the GCPD.
You think you're in control. You'll live the rest of your life under the agency's thumb.
No, that ain't how this works. I'm doing this thing on my terms, no one else's.
Now tell that to Waller when she gets back in the office. Go find Joker before he carves up Waller. I'll clean up this mess.
Have your people hold back until I call them. Waller's life may depend on a stealthy approach.
She's chaotic, but so long as I can
Good hunting.
keep her and Waller at odds, I can distract Waller and distract her. I don't need blood in the streets. I just need their eyes off me. took them in the car. I want to hear this whole thing, but I don't know how far I should go.
Getting dirty is the only way to get the virus back. And it works until you jump off that bridge.
To be fair, he had took it and you tried to kill him. He was bringing it to me, you moron.
Batman. Got a visual on Joker and Waller. Doesn't look like he's hurt her.
Not yet.
Do nothing.
I'm in the rafters, out of sight. Say the word if you need help.
Thanks.
Bruce, I know you and Waller have your differences, but she doesn't deserve this.
Oh, I know what I do. And leaving people to die ain't really what I do. Oh, shit.
I take complete responsibility.
Louder, so the camera can pick it up.
Took you long enough.
Batman! Thank God! I mean, I assumed you'd be okay. You're Batman, for Pete's sake. But still, are you okay, buddy? I was really worried about you.
That almost killed me.
You nearly killed me when you blew up that roof.
Sorry about that. I just got a little carried away.
And you cannot afford to do that.
Waller was about to walk away. But get this. I'm this close to getting Waller to admit to every terrible thing she's ever done. And when that's over, I'll deliver her punishment. It'll, of course, have to reflect the enormity of her crimes.
The only enormity I'm seeing is your jail sentence.
God, I really don't like you.
Waller's tactics may be wrong, but she's trying to save lives.
Wow, that is some potent Waller Kool-Aid you're drinking. You know, I don't know why you're not more into this. Think of everything she's put you through. Everyone is disposable to her. Even her own agents.
I know I've made mistakes. You try to do the right thing, but there's always a cost. Just ask your pal Batman there. He'll say the same thing.
It's real.
I do what I do for a reason. I'm not ashamed.
You're not innocent here.
Don't play innocent.
I play to win. When I lose, good people die.
You're totally right. She sucks! Let's keep the show rolling. We've heard your excuses. You didn't mean for people to get hurt. Collateral damage, yada yada yada. But there's one crime that can't be excused. You killed the Riddler! And then you tried to pin it on me!
Didn't kill him. Like I said.
It was you! You killed Riddler! Say it!
I will not.
If there's one thing I learned by watching you, violence solves a lot of problems!
Oh, God.
Damn it, Batman! Stay out of my way! You need a distraction.
I don't need them knowing she's here. Unless the situation calls for it. Otherwise, she's a
The way
ghost.
Boss talked about you, I thought you'd be bigger.
Yeah, people tend to make that mistake. They also tend to make this one. I'm not bulletproof. That resistance don't last forever.
You move, she dies. I'm trying really, really hard to do things your way. I want to just slice her throat right here, right now. But I'm
Your
getting
hatred
proof
is
of her
blinding you.
guilt. Just for you.
This isn't about justice. You have a grudge against her. That's the only reason you're doing any of this.
Damn.
Grudge? Batman? She tried to kill me. I told you why I'm doing this, but you aren't listening. You're never listening. Just saying what you think will control me. Just like Waller. She justifies her crimes. Says they're for the greater good. Just like you. You both use that word, justice, as an excuse. So you can do whatever you want. I thought you and I were two threads in the same stitch. But it's not me. It's her.
I'm nothing like Waller.
You're either lying or stupid, Bats. I don't know why I didn't see it sooner. Trying to do things your way was a mistake. Waller killed Riddler. And she deserves death!
It wasn't Waller!
Tiffany?
I can't let someone else pay for my crimes. Waller didn't kill Riddler. I did. I know it was wrong. Now.
God, are you kidding me? These are the people you want to protect. I should kill them both. Everyone here is guilty.
Jesus.
This is a
and here
joke.
we go.
Leave them out of this, Joker. This is about you and me.
Tell that to your distraction over there.
I used a drone and these. There's your proof.
You want to sacrifice yourself for Waller? Then go ahead.
Just hold on.
Murder is wrong. Trust the system. Violence isn't the answer. People just pick and choose what they believe. And you're no different.
Oh boy. Hey. Damn, I hate when it starts at random, ends way over there.
I got her.
He's down! Hands where we can see them!
Unless if that's on stun, you better keep shooting.
After everything we've been through together, this is how it ends.
I will do what I can for you if I
get you
can
out.
do it.
I won't abandon you.
You want me to go back to the beginning? To Arkham? Where it all started? I've come so far since then, Batman. Because of you. I believed in you, Batman. Like I never believed in anything. And it was all a lie!
Damn.
Sean.
There it is then.
Joker!
There it is again. Nice.
That's enough.
a quick study. Ooh, my back. Damn. I felt that one.
I was such an idiot. I was so busy looking at you, admiring you, wanting to be like you, be loved by you. I lost myself. But not anymore.
Unlike insanity, boy. Oh shit. It's time you break them knives, dude. Right then. Electricity does that to people, man.
I guess that's it. I really wanted to be a hero, you know? But I just can't. I know you used me. I know I should hate you for that. But I don't, because I had such a good time with you, Bruce. Did you ever think of me as your friend? Like a true friend? Someone you actually care about?
Of course. Of course you were my friend.
You are one messed up guy.
And there it is then. Where the hell is this at? No.
I thought you quit.
Oh, these? No, these are mine.
I think the circumstances allow. Gordon was telling me how you found me. Sounds like top-drawer detective work.
It was a team effort. Batman led the charge.
It's not easy to say this, but it looks like you saved my life. I guess that puts me in your debt.
I'm not gonna go those routes.
It's what I do. I save people.
It's a shame we couldn't have saved more. I've got a lot of unpleasant phone calls to make.
She knows she owes me. I don't need to beat a dead horse.
Would you mind giving us a minute? Batman and I have some unfinished business.
I'll go check on Joker's transfer. Make sure they don't take any chances.
I
Just
bet not.
try not to rip each other's heads off, okay? We can all play nice now that the bad guy's in cuffs.
Just from that little bit, he's already that dangerous. Give him a couple years and some more training, he'll be death on the streets.
You don't have to worry. Our stalemate from the roof still stands. I'm pulling out of Gotham effective immediately.
Then why are we still talking?
Tiffany Fox. Riddler's death may have caused a lot of problems, but I won't make her pay for it. I'll leave that to the man who can't stand killing. I know you think I'm the devil, but I want you to understand. I didn't see things going down like this. I let the mission get out from under me. Never really regained a solid footing.
Watch out, Waller, or you might stumble onto an actual apology.
You let me talk, we might get there. I just came here to round up the pact. Quick and easy.
And if Riddler led you to Sanctus, that would have been a bonus.
Listen. Everything I did for the greater good. To protect Gotham, to uphold the law, to make the world a safer place.
I partly agree, but
too far. You escalated things on the bridge. You got people killed. And coming after me? What were you thinking?
You sided with that maniac. What was I supposed to do? Give you a medal? You act so high and mighty. At the end of the day, you're just a rich guy with all the toys beating up on lunatics.
I deal with criminals who threaten my city.
You're so far up your own ass, you can't see the truth. You're as nuts as any of them. Avesta had you pegged the minute she walked in your office. She started listing off your pals. All those friends of yours who went cuckoo. You didn't even flinch. Because you're one of them.
Don't you understand?
How do you think I catch them? I need to be to do what I do.
I'd have to agree. We're done here. Signal the withdrawal.
What I do is madness, and it requires madness. No sane person can do what I do every single night.
I'm not gonna miss her, that's for sure. So, here we are, once again. Gotham's safe because of you. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it felt pretty good getting my hands dirty. Just like old times, huh? Truth is, after I got ousted, I didn't know my place anymore. Turned into an old guy in civvies, lurking around crime scenes.
Hey, I say get back in it.
I hear there's an opening for a police commissioner. No one's more qualified than you.
That means a lot. And I know I got the support with the rank and file. I have to talk it through with Mrs. Gordon. She's getting used to having me around the house. I gotta take this. Wife probably saw the news. See you around, Batman. Don't be a stranger.
All right, Jim. Tiffany, you and I need to have a conversation. But apparently he's got other plans first. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. And with time, he has a clearer picture of what his scans picked up that night. Yes, I'm here.
Tiffany, we need to talk.
Yeah, I figured.
You're hurt.
It's nothing. I saw you take much worse. Joker was going to cut Waller ear to ear. I had to create a distraction.
It was certainly distracting.
Mm-hmm.
My confession. It took you by surprise, didn't it? I just couldn't keep it in anymore.
You know I don't condone killing. Not even scum like Riddler.
I've been dreading this moment. Especially since I learned who you are under that mask. I was afraid of what might happen if you found out. I guess I was hoping you never would.
You should have told me.
Why didn't you talk to me sooner?
I wanted to work with you, to be part of your mission.
But you kept this from me. A murder?
I know. I'm sorry. I knew this would ruin everything.
You were right.
Riddler tore my family apart, Bruce. My mother hasn't left the house since the funeral. And Luke? He just lashes out. My father's death broke them. It broke all of us. I won't ask for forgiveness. But I hope you can understand why I had to do it. I just felt so powerless. Like my life was crumbling around me. I had to do something to take back control. Please tell me you get that.
Nothing justifies taking a life. Not even a need for revenge.
I was hoping because we both loved my dad, you'd be more flexible.
That's not how
It's not
it
a
works.
matter of flexibility.
So, where do we go from here? I suppose this puts me on your most wanted list, rather than us working together.
In the end, you'll still be better here than
If you
somewhere
want to fill
else.
your father's shoes, you need to learn right from wrong. You need someone to teach you.
You're giving me a second chance?
Think of it more as a sentence. You'll have to work hard for your redemption.
I promise I won't let you down.
Then let's get started.
That is so not surprising to me. These kids and their new toys. Yeah, she ain't innocent by any means, but there's no point in putting her in a cell. Not right now, anyway. Alfred, you ready for that vacay?
I was going to write a note, but I'm not a coward.
Oh,
At least I don't want to be. Not anymore. Then again, this won't be the first time I've found my courage in a single malt.
Courage for what?
Saying goodbye. I'm leaving, Bruce. It's time I went in search of better pastures.
You just need rest, Alfred. Why don't you take a long vacation? Like we talked about. Someplace in the sun, on the other side of the world from Gotham.
I rather think this vacation will be permanent.
But why?
This war of ours is not what it was when we started. I no longer have the stomach for it. It's not sustainable. At least not for me.
I can't really blame that. Can't really blame that.
I know what you're thinking, but please, hear me out. Our mission used to be so clear. Catch the criminals, lock them up. But nothing is clear anymore, at least not to me. Now everything has become so gray.
Gray? Talk to me, Alfred.
We used John Doe, exploited his friendship to get you into the pact. We took advantage of someone you met in an asylum, for God's sake. Someone clearly challenged with a proven tendency to violence.
Yeah.
I'll admit that wasn't our finest moment, but at the time it seemed like our best course of action.
Precisely my point. Our best judgment is no longer good enough. You empowered John Doe, kept him close when you should have put him away, inspired him to become something far more dangerous than he ever was.
What's your point?
Sometimes it's as if Batman creates the evil he means to destroy. For all our good intentions, I fear we only make things worse. A dreadful thought, I know, but one that keeps me awake at night.
Oh, please. There were plenty of criminals around before Batman.
That's not where I was going.
I put most of them in jail.
Two-Face, Cobblepot, Lady Arkham, Joker, all they have in common is you. Anyone who comes into contact with us suffers. Lucius is gone. Tiffany has blood on her hands. I foolishly thought bringing her in might make things better, as if her enthusiasm might remind us how things were in the beginning. We put her in danger on her first day, dodging machine guns at a crime scene. The lives we touch are touched by pain. Friends, colleagues, innocents. No one is spared.
Man, it's a mix of the
That's a price
left
I'm
and the
willing to
middle.
pay. In war, there are always casualties.
Damn.
But it doesn't mean you give up the fight.
I've served
Bruce,
in
what are
my
you
share of
smoking
wars,
tonight?
Bruce. More even than you. There are some fights you cannot win. One thing is for certain, my tremors are gone.
That's great news, Al.
They stopped the minute I made the decision to go.
That's why.
I thought it was the kidnapping with Lady Arkham that caused them. Some kind of residual trauma. But I had it wrong. This sense of powerlessness I've been feeling, it came from something I saw in you. The tremors, the fainting spells, all of it.
Man.
Alfred, I'm so sorry. I've caused you so much pain.
No, please, don't misunderstand me. Let me explain. Your father was driven by an obsession, by a need to control. He rushed headlong into the darkness, thinking himself invincible, oblivious to the cost. Just like you.
Not like me.
I don't know about oblivious.
I chase that
or at least I
darkness
don't,
away.
but...
And yet, history is repeating itself. I'm more certain of that with every passing day.
I'll go with the bottom
Okay,
one.
maybe I am more like my father than I want to admit, but our paths are different.
Can't you see?
That's actually
The
not
paths
too
may
bad of an
diverge,
answer, but still.
But they end in the same place. Face down in an alley. Shot in the dark by criminals in some godforsaken corner of Gotham. I won't be witness to that. I won't bury you, too. I stood by and did nothing while Thomas destroyed himself, along with everything he loved. I enabled him, like I've been enabling you. Realizing this, I've never felt so helpless. I wanted things to be different for you, my boy. You deserved a better life than the one I gave you. I failed you, and for that I'm sorry.
Man, you did not fail me.
You did the best you could, Al. In a single night, the family was shattered, and you were left to pick up the pieces.
I may have picked them up, but I did a poor job sticking them back together. Well, I don't want to miss my flight. There's always traffic around the airport. You don't have to do it, Bruce. There are other ways of doing good in the world. But you pour everything into your bloody crusade, and I know you too well to hope you'll ever change.
Whether or not I wanted to change, Gotham wouldn't allow it. On top of the fact that I actually... Oh shit, they're doing this to me. Oh, no way. Oh, you sons of bitches. I'm so sorry, Alfred, but...
You're right, Al. It's who I am. I will always be Batman. And that will never change.
I know. Rubbish goes out on Tuesday, and there's lasagna in the freezer. I'm sure you'll manage.
Well, hell. Even if I was to walk away, who knows whatever this is supposed to be. It's dealt with a lot of insane nonsense. Well, folks, that's gonna be the end of Telltale's Batman: The Enemy Within. Now we're gonna check out our choices. Hey, Crazy.
You got that look in your eye, the kind that says you're trouble.
You didn't pay enough attention to that look in my eye. Agency asset Harley Quinn. You and 50.1% of players dismissed her importance to the agency. I know she's important enough. She's useful. She's smart. She's a psychiatrist. She's dangerous with that hammer and that eagle. But she's a fool to think herself more important than she actually is. Give me just a second, folks. Figure we could probably cut the game audio down for this part. No real point in blasting you with it. We knew full well, I mean, in the end, as I said, she thought she was important like that, and I'm like, no, you're nothing but a dog with a bone, and Waller's holding a leash. The fact that you still have a bomb on your throat is proof. Nice hammer or not, and badge or not, let's keep it real. The second push comes to shove, you will be dying or being replaced. That's just the way it is. She was ecstatic that the heist at Wayne Enterprises went off without a hitch. Of course she was. She ain't the type to really like hitches. She proved quite a bit of that with her little smack session with my elevator. Love that Bane was left behind at the convoy raid, allowing her to take control of the pact, of course. Nobody wants to deal with the whole two heads ruling one situation. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. There can't be two CEOs now. Somebody's got to fall in line. It's just the way it is. Genuinely came to trust us after we exposed Catwoman as the thief of Riddler's laptop. Yeah. We kind of needed that trust, and we kind of needed to make sure she wasn't going to do anything crazy. In the end, she still did a whole bunch of crazy shit, but it was important that we solved that problem. Catwoman wasn't happy, but, you know, I know she'll probably feel better. And cat and mouse again. Yay. You can be mad at me, and I can be mad at you, and then you can stop being mad at me, and I can stop being mad at you, and we could play and go all over the place, and then you can get mad at me again. Yay. You know, look at that. Was heartbroken when we convinced John to subdue her. Of course she was. She sees him as quite literally the future for her. But he's not ripe yet. She's actually trying to build him. I actually respect her willingness to try to help her man. Beyond that, yeah. She's crazy just as he is. So it's not too surprising that she would be upset. And while she still works for the agency, she worries she's just another one of Waller's pawns. She is. That's going to make her, as I said, argue with Waller, and that's going to be useful. It doesn't matter who she heard it from. She's going to always keep in her mind that Waller is not somebody who has her best interest at heart. Might create other problems in other places, but could be useful. So long as those problems don't spread out too far. The Wall. Ka-chow. Director of the agency, Amanda Waller. You and 40.2% of players remain in a stalemate with her. See, and that's the thing. We end things cool, but then you kick up the pissing contest. The stalemate still stands. Why not? We did well together despite the fact that us having flaws, so how about we get rid of this whole stalemate and move with peace with each other, Cool? Cool. Nope. Nope. Haha, want a box? Dumbass. She was pleased that we endorsed her authority by interrogating Riddler censoring at the GCPD. Yeah. Right up until she heard that signal that was calling the missile in. Oh, she had all types of different ideas then, but who wouldn't? Disapproved of us calling Gordon after our first fight with Bane. Why? I mean, other than the fact that you wanted to know what was going on, you didn't like Gordon. We needed to keep the GCPD on our side, and we need to keep allies. And it doesn't hurt to help a friend or to trust a friend, especially if that friend is actually trustable. On top of the fact of him and his knowing things about Gotham you don't. That whole local thing. She was thankful that we maintained our cover with the pact as long as we could. Yeah. Especially with that whole Catwoman debacle. Yeah. And considering the fact that this whole virus was going to do so much damage to the human race. Declared us an enemy of the state for siding with John Doe at the Gotham Bridge. Well, to be fair, you sided against John Doe and the human race by shooting at him once he actually got the virus from his psycho girlfriend. So, yeah, that was you. And though our stalemate with Waller stands, she left Gotham as our enemy. Well, she didn't exactly plan to leave as our friend, now did she? She made her choice, though. Jim. I can respect that. Which is why you need to slow down, stop burning bridges. Partners, Jim Gordon. You and 59.6% of players accepted Gordon's apology. Why wouldn't we? I mean, it ain't like Gordon's an asshole. He's a hard cop, but he's a hard cop in a hard city. And in the end, he was still trying to fight the battles he knew he could win, even though that was kind of low-hanging fruit, going after Catwoman, kind of a low blow. His overall desire was still to stop the overall problem, which was this pact and that virus. Humbled that we would trust him with our secret association with Lucius Fox. I mean, yeah, we're a very secretive individual, so to trust anybody with anything. Yes, Jim, I like peaches. How about you? Anything you learn about Batman is actually a gift if he manages to give it to you. When we interrogated Eli behind his back, though, he felt betrayed, declaring our partnership over. Well, I didn't actually want to interrogate him behind his back, but it was a split decision, and I knew getting Waller on our side would be useful, on top of the fact of Rumi Mori not really telling us too much more than we already knew. While Riddler did expect us to break Eli, it was still quite useful to do so. Despite our recent falling out, he was surprised when we called him after Bane's initial attack. Once again, why? Don't burn bridges. He was an ally. And this is, if memory serves, that was the GCPD, weapons depot. So, yeah, you kind of have a stake in this. He was disgusted that we sided with the criminal Catwoman instead of the law. Yeah, of course you were. But again, you were going too far with that low-hanging fruit, Jim. Needed to reel you back and not burn them bridges. And he was grateful when we forgave him for losing his self-control and letting Waller get to him. Once again, you lost your self-control, but you were still trying to be a cop. Just a frustrated cop who was going after any opportunity he could, whether he should or shouldn't. Doesn't make you a bad person. Just, yeah. I would never have guessed. Agency asset Catwoman. Us and 35% of 35.1% of players made no deal with Waller on Selena's behalf. I was not I was not gonna turn over John at the time, and at the same time, I was trying to help him actually become better, the right kind of better, not simply the more dangerous kind of better. On top of the fact that me and Catwoman had kind of been working together, but she chose to burn bridges herself with that one. After her return to Gotham, she was relieved when we said that we thought a redemption was possible for her. Yeah, because we meant it. You don't need to be thieving. And once again, if you so choose, you could really get like a job as like a, I don't know what the title would be, but basically somebody who tests security. That's all you would need to do. Test security systems. You could test them. The guards wouldn't know that you were coming. The guards wouldn't know who you were. So you get the thrill of people who actually do, you know what I'm saying, want you dead or want to kick you out of the building, while at the same time you can steal whatever it is you're going for. Come back in the morning with whoever or wherever, return the information. Let them know where the holes in security were. You get paid, you get to steal, nobody really hates you, and the guards really give you the thrill of the hunt. Win freaking win, baby. But I guess you actually have to steal stuff and make it count for some reason, despite the fact of living like a pauper. But, hey, that's you. Touched when we went against Gordon to warn her the GCPD was on her trail. It's because Gordon had went too far, and she was an ally. Why wouldn't we? She was honored to be invited into the Batcave, my secret sanctum. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't really let many, if anybody, into my cave. If any. She didn't really seem to remember that too much later, though, because she felt betrayed when we blamed her for the theft of Riddler's laptop, seeing as how she, stole Riddler's laptop. Haha. You're guilty of the crime you committed. Shit. On top of that, it was either you or it was me, and I quite literally needed to keep track of where they were going. Cold as it is, you walked yourself right into that one with a smile. All because you simply wanted revenge. And I can respect the fact that you wanted revenge. It's not supposed to be easy to let that go, but yeah, you knew what was at stake, and you still decided to play the revenge game. So I don't want to hear it. And left her fate up to Waller, and she reluctantly serves on the agency's covert task force. Yeah. Yeah, she ain't now this one. She ain't gonna be well for this one. She ain't gonna be well for this one. But look at it this way: you get to be a nuisance to people, and the government tells you you can do it. That's gonna piss her right off. What you mean? I get to be told I can be a problem? That hair is killing me. Protege. Tiffany Fox. You and 80.6% of players took Tiffany under your wing. Again, why wouldn't we? Our plan from the jump was to take her in. She's proven herself tech-wise. She seems young enough to where this stuff will stick and her body can actually adapt to the training, so that won't be too much of an issue. She's going to definitely need to put on some muscle, but she ain't going to need to go crazy. She felt betrayed when we admitted her involvement in Lucius's death. I mean, I can understand that she didn't really have much information at the time. And if you say you may have had something to do with somebody's death, it's like, okay, what did you get them involved in? It's like, I mean, kind of sort of some things, maybe possibly a little bit, who knows? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Kind of got them involved, yeah. She was worried when we told her to hide while we helped Harley steal a Phalanx key. Yeah, it's because she would have smashed your skull in last. She would have smashed everything else first. Made sure that you enjoyed it. She's that kind of crazy. And of course, John would have been in the background laughing because he's just nervous when he just laughs when he's nervous. After she realized we were working with the GC, not with the agency, right, and then regretted calling GCPD. Yeah, well, I mean, stop snitching. I get it. You were worried. But then you even saw a few of the things that were going on, and you still didn't really think much at all. You just leapt. Just like you leapt when you ended up killing Riddler. You just leapt. Killing Riddler makes more sense for you to just leap, but yeah, still. She was at first confused, but then completely blown away when we told her we were Batman. Yeah, oh, I don't doubt it. It made so much sense. All of the projects that her father was running, she was probably seeing little things all over the city. Yeah, that's cool. It can do this, and this. I remember this thing Dad showed me when I was 5 that used to do that, or was almost capable of something like that. That was cool. Yeah. And now she is repenting for the murder of Riddler under our watchful mentorship. Yeah, well, that's what it is. Like he said, it's more of a sentence. Yeah, and I told you earlier, this happens to me every day. I get tore up every day in some way, shape, and form. That's what this is. It's gonna be painful, but you've got yourself a long sentence ahead of you. Long sentence ahead of you. Don't make me regret it. Avesta. A little bit, maybe, kind of, possibly, who knows, sort of, yeah. What the hell? COO Wayne Enterprises? Really? In Monte Vista, you and 54.9% of players asked her to come work for you. Avesta was traumatized by Riddler's game and the loss of her hearing. And I mean, yeah, sure, we did ask her to work for us, but I didn't know we were asking her to be COO. But hey, the less I need to do at Wayne Enterprises, the more I can do on the streets of Gotham. And her trauma, well, I mean, we have found that certain levels of sound can disrupt and destroy the body. We obviously use ultrasound for kidney stones, but we've also found that I want to say it's infrasound, if I remember correctly, can actually do damage to the body, depending on what how high the sound is and what type of sound specifically. Thankful that we let it slide when she admitted she revealed our secret. Well, I mean, that's kind of what your job was. The only issue that we really had about that was just, somebody knows my secret. Beyond that, I didn't feel betrayed by you. You did what you were supposed to do. We wasn't close enough to where it would be like you actually betraying me. She was intrigued that we trusted John Doe to find Harley after she escaped Sanctus. Well, he said it himself. He had a strong need/desire to be loved by me, to gain my approval. I knew he wasn't going to screw that up, and it was easy to tell that early on, whether I was using him or not. It was easy to tell he wasn't going to screw that up if he could help it. After helping you blackmail Waller, she's hopeful about her new position at Wayne Enterprises. No doubt. COO. Well, good luck with that one. That's going to be a hell of a smash. I think she could do it, though. She seems pretty dedicated to her work. The type to hit the ground running blindfolded with both legs tied behind her back. Alfred. 8 times out of 10, yeah. It's real easy, too. And then you come back from hiding in plain sight, and everybody who knows you is confused by the things you do because that's not what you used to do. The illusion becomes the reality, and the reality becomes foreign. Parts unknown, Alfred Pennyworth. You and 58% of players let Alfred go rather than giving up Batman's crusade. Yeah. Ever vigilant. What was it that he called it? The never-ending battle? Yeah, for real. After he watched the footage of Lucius's violent demise, he was filled with vengeance. Yeah, I was debating whether or not to let him really watch that. Didn't want to, but at the same time, I figured he would prefer to have watched it, kind of thing. Regardless of how hard it was. I'll say this much, regardless of how hard it would be for me, I'd rather watch. I'd rather see the reality. Don't hide it from me. It may do more harm than it good, but bring it on. I'd rather know than not. I'd rather see than not. It's just the way it is. When we told Tiffany our secret, he was relieved he no longer had to keep it from her. No doubt. It gets frustrating, especially with the fact that you're watching somebody who kind of needs to constantly be tended to. Because who knows how many places in Wayne Manor would actually let you down into the Batcave. Little things you might find that might draw attention that you really aren't able to afford to let loose, let's say. On top of the whole being that he cares about the family, like they're his family, it's just the way it is. After collapsing in the Batcave, he felt reassured and we agreed that he needed a vacation. No doubt. No doubt. I mean, he's decided to do the permanent thing now, and I can 100% respect it. It's just pretty rough. It's as synonymous with Batman as Alfred always has been. I've always felt Alfred really, like, that man needed like 35 consecutive vacations. And like that's just the way it is. He always have. Alfred was always there, beasting in the shadows, handling it. He soon became gravely concerned by Batman's continued influence on the vigilante Joker. No doubt. As I said from the beginning of dealing with John Doe way back in the first game, he was a sponge, and you could tell very easily everything he was paying attention to. Like Alfred said, he hung on my every word. Every word. Took it all to heart. And extremely efficiently took it all to heart. His only problem was his natural chaotic nature. If he was able to rein all of that in, he might actually have been more dangerous than I was out on the streets. Setting aside the training he didn't have. He left Wayne Manor anguished that our crusade against criminals would consume us. Yeah. That's a fear that both usually tend to have, but Alfred tends to have first, just for the simple fact of, as I said earlier, the never-ending battle, that endless conflict. Who knows what unknown parts he's decided to head off to, but hopefully he's going to be cool, because Gotham looks like it has more problems. And with Jim getting back in there, there's going to be kind of a shake throughout Gotham. Criminals are going to start coming out of the woodwork. Johnny boy. Fallen friend, John Doe. And while, yes, we are bound together, even under strain, I tried to let you know that strain was more on your end than mine. I did manipulate you more than I would have liked and more than I intended to at points. But yeah, yeah. I didn't do much. I just murdered them with both hands, and their car, and this bleach, and my 45. It's me and 54% of players told Joker we were still friends just because I meant it. My desire was to genuinely help this dude, especially knowing who he is in other universes, but trying to actually help him become something or someone that could actually work out well for this universe. Can you imagine it? A universe where the Joker and Batman are on the same side and it's the right side? It'd be wicked. You'd have one who be laughing his head off as he beats you to a pulp to get you and sends you to prison. He was proud that we... Nope. When he found us at Lucius's funeral, he was thrilled when we agreed to meet his friends, of course. Meet my friends so you can like my friends, so my friends can like me more, so we can be cool, naturally. I want to introduce you to some interesting people, so I also know interesting people. It works out. Especially being that he's Bruce Wayne, like it or not, he's going to know interesting people. He was proud that he brought us into the pact, resulting in a successful raid on the agency convoy. Yeah, no doubt. Once again, it works out for him. Helps him look better in front of the group and helps him gain a better handle and control over himself. Makes him better able to assert his own desires, his own needs amongst the group because they know he seems to be capable of at least bringing useful individuals around. He's not a moron. He can be of use. He was grateful that we took his advice and blamed Catwoman for stealing Riddler's laptop. No doubt. I mean, again, works out in his favor. Notice how I keep saying we manipulated him, but he kind of manipulated us too. Works out in his favor because of Harley as well as the group, as well as him keeping his best friend. On top of the fact that he just really hated Catwoman. She was just so rude. After we trusted him in the funhouse, he devoted himself to helping us clean up Gotham, and that's what's up. His methods were extremely poor, but his capabilities were actually interesting. And he was working fast. Very fast. I don't know how much time exactly that was between when he went missing from the bridge and when he started working his way through Gotham. But it had to have been like less than a week. Now, it wouldn't have been hard for like Willie to make those batarangs, but still, all impressive work. Or Joker rangs, rather. Still, all impressive work. And he thinks we're as crazy as he is for considering ourselves to be friends. Yeah. I mean, once again, I am crazy. But once again, I actually meant what I said. My desire was to be your genuine friend and genuinely help you out while simultaneously helping Gotham and the rest of the world. Can't do both. Can't save the world and be a friend to somebody. Mind you, would have preferred not to use you, but there was no real way to do it. No real choice but to throw you into the fray to get them to acquiesce, if nothing else. And at best, to outright surrender and show us what all they've done. Yeah. Oh, wow. So only 15.4% of players saved Agent Harrison. I wonder if that's because of them trying the second choice or because of them making the choice they actually meant to make. 14.5% of players hesitated during Bane's attack. Really? Okay, I guess that kind of scared them, and they were kind of locked into the sort of phase, no idea as to what to do. 70% of players saved Willie. Huh. Oh. During that attack. Oh, wow. I must have forgot about that. That you could hesitate. Yeah, no. Yep. Me and 77.4% of players took Tiffany out into the field. Makes sense that we would. And on the one hand, it makes sense that we wouldn't, just because of how new she is. But at the same time, she, as I said, gave the energy and sense that she wasn't going to sit in the shadows long. that would be of no real use to me. So it's best for her to be on site where I can at least keep an eye on what she's doing. She decided to toss up a distraction, and it somewhat was useful. It did freeze Joker in his tracks, but damn, boy, it created a lot of problems. And now I'm gonna have to untrain/train a murderer. No offense to you, little lady, but that right there, yeah, we don't do that around here. Revenge or no. Traumatic brain injuries are just fine, but we don't murder around here. Did we agree to hand over John to Joker to Waller? Me and 68.5% of players refused to hand him over. Yeah. Once again, we were trying to help him. And you don't give up on people that you're trying to help. Now, unless turning them over is how you help them, you don't turn them over like that. It's just the way it is. Now, if your outright desire is to get rid of somebody, because you consider them to be dangerous, then so be it. That's more something you should move on with actual proof and not simply feeling. He was quite dangerous, and that was quite a bit of proof. But he was also the type that if you lock up with the way his brain works, he just pick up everything else. Like they said, one day he just showed up at Arkham Asylum and nobody even knows how he got there, not even the doctors. Who knows how he can and can't get out? If he just got into an asylum he wasn't even signed into. Who knows how many holes he found his way through? Hoping to try and at least mitigate his madness. But no real way to do that. All I did was kind of hone it. Sad as it is. Did we give up the cowl so Alfred would stay? Me and 58% of players chose never to give up being Batman. 55.7% of players refused to hear Alfred's last words, and 36.3% of players told Alfred we would give up being Batman. Wow, 5.7 refused to hear his last words. Really? How in the hell can you hate Alfred Pennyworth? Come on, man. That makes no sense. I guess they must have just been lashing out, or they must have just wanted to see what the other choices were, or they were just lashing out and all up in their feelings. Me and 55.1% of players defeated Vigilante Joker. Trying to remember what the other one's called. It's like Criminal Joker or some shit. It's not like overly complex. It's just another term. And then there's iteration of some of those other choices we just made that we've already gone over. Photos collected. Aw. All right. I told you, man. We'll do what we can to help you out. Get this madness if we can. But if not, hey, it'll be an interesting trip. Well, folks, that's going to be the final episode of Telltale's Batman: The Enemy Within. If you folks like what you see and want to see more of me, give me a like, follow, subscribe here on YouTube or both. Drop a comment. Check out some of my other playlists. Wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, and God bless you.